Hello, selamat datang. Welcome to the 2017-2018 Asian Le Mans Series. We are in the final round and we are in Sepang International Circuit here in Malaysia. I am Nadia Nash and I'll be with you throughout the 4 hour of Sepang. Qualifying sessions took place yesterday, not without its dramas and surprises. Team Eurasia made a huge comeback with Nabil Jeffrey behind the wheel, making it pole position. And in the LMP3 class, it was Josh Burden with Team KCMG making it out on top. And in the GT class, it was FIS Team AAI car number 91 with Yessi Krohn driving the car into pole position. And today is going to be an intense battle because not only the championship titles but also those 4 money can't buy invitations to 24 hour of Le Mans is up for grabs. So it all comes down to this round right here today. So we are hoping for a great race day here, and we are also joined by Jeevan Selvanathan and Graham Goodwin, our commentators. Guys, are we ready for the final battle?
Yes, we are, Nadia. Thanks for that. Very nice to hear from you. Very nice to see you on the grid. My name is Jeevan Selvanathan. Sitting next to me, the editor-in-chief of dailysportscar.com and one of the voices of global endurance racing. You hear him all around the world, Graham Goodwin.
What a great series we've had so far, Jivan. It's beautiful weather here at Sepang International Circuit. Something of the spiritual home, I think, of the Asia Le Mans series. Packed grid, lots and lots of people looking around the lovely cars we've got here. People also working us on, joining us on the worldwide stream, on the YouTube channel and broadcast stations all around the world. This is a series that is really making its mark.
We've got Cyril Tashwala here with us. It's a beautiful day, very windy. So it's been a great season so far, but Sepang is the final round, is where it's at. So how is everything looking so far?
Yeah, it's a great day for the final round of this season. It's been a very competitive season with a very high quality field, I have to say. Every title are still in contention, so this race is the most important of the season. We will know tonight who are the 4 cars that are invited to compete in Le Mans 2018.
Okay, well, we're going to have a look back at the last round of the championship. This is all the action from the 3rd round in Buriram in Thailand.
The first ever 6-hour race in the Asia Le Mans series started in front of a massive crowd at Buriram International Circuit in Thailand. It was close run thing in all 3 classes from the very start. There was trouble early on for the number 7 Jackie Chan DC Racing Orica as Jazeman Jafar run over a cone. That cost him a run at the lead. There's trouble too for the number 90 Ferrari, rudely assaulted by a Ligier P3 car. Number 8 Jackie Chan DC Racing car looked to continue its great form. There's trouble meanwhile for the AM class entered 25 Algarve Pro car more than once. But the number 7 car, now all Malaysian crewed, recovered and took the lead as the number 8 car started to suffer gearbox problems from midway through the race. Started to pull away until the race went to caution for a big incident involving the 25 car, Latty De Jong. 7 car pulled away to a comfortable lead as the 8 car behind started to struggle, increasingly falling into the clutches of the chasing Ligier. The 18 KCMG LMP3 car had a comfortable run to a comfortable win eventually, and it would take the championship lead by a single point going into the final round in Sepang, Malaysia. And the 91 Team AAI BMW had to chase down the long-time leader, the Tianchi Racing Audi. Returning 77 Team NZ Porsche had a solid run and a finish. But the headlines at the end of the race would be all about the number 7 crew, with the all-Malaysian crew that's been put together by Sepang International Circuit. David Cheng would celebrate another win for his team, but not for the championship-winning crew. And as the circuit lights came on and the sun went down, it would be the number 7 crew that brought home the first ever win over 6 hours in the Asia Le Mans series.
So, and that was, of course, just one of the many events that were set up this past week for the fans for this finale. And they've all been fully interactive, and some of them weren't actually just based around the track and the surrounding area. Some of them actually happened a little bit further afield.
The final round of the Asia Le Mans series here at the Sepang International Circuit kicked off this week with something spectacular. A convoy of race cars that made their way along public roads at nearby Cyberjaya, Putrajaya and Pantai Bagan Lalang. On display was a Ligier JS P3 from Eurasia Motorsport, a Ginetta LMP3 from PRT Racing, and the FIS Team AAI BMW M6 GT3. The fans also had an opportunity to meet and greet local heroes and Asian Le Mans Series race winners Jasmine Jafar and Afik Ikwanyazid.
And it was an intense qualifying session on Saturday. And now let's have a look back at the two 15-minute sessions that we watched just 24 hours ago.
Well, the LMP cars, P2s and the P3s, were out first for qualifying. Two 15-minute sessions, of course, and in 11 cars, 6 in LMP2, 5 in LMP3. We expected great things from the Jackie Chan DC Racing cars, the 8 and the 7, the all-Malaysian crude cars. And indeed, they were right in the mix at the start of the 15-minute session. 65 car in the hands of Nigel Moore. The Viper Nisa Racing team, locally based of course, was very much in the mix, up to second position overall. We waited to see what Pipa Durrani could actually produce in the number 37 Team BBT Ligier. Josh Burden, though, was soon up to speed and leading the LMP3 class in the 18 KCMG Ligier JSP3. He's been class of the field in qualifying trim throughout the season. The number 33 car, though, the Eurasia team, making their reappearance with Nabil Jeffrey taking the qualifying duties with the Sepang International Circuit back 33 car, was soon at the top of timing and scoring, and they led the session home as the others bailed out under the pressure from the Malaysian driver. Next up were the GT cars, the number 90 car in the hands of Ollie Milroy, the 488 GT3. Tianxi Racing, though, in their Audi R8, the number 66 car in the hands of Warren Gilbert, another locally based driver, thought better, and they came out punched harder still, made their move to the top of timing and scoring. At one point, the three cars separated by 0.2 of a second, but it was Hesse Krohn, the Finnish driver, making his way from duties last weekend at Daytona to duty this weekend in Malaysia. And the 77 car, the number 77 Team NZ Porsche, in the hands of Graham Dowsett, they came home, of course, to lead home GT Cup.
So here is the Sepang International Circuit for the 4 hours of Sepang. 5.54 kilometers, 15 turns, 10 rights, 5 lefts. Flat out sector 1. There's 3 sectors on this course. A high downforce on sector 2. A lot of braking coming into sector 3, and then those 2 massive straights on turns 14 and turns 15 to take us back to the start line. Here are the start positions for the 4 hours of Sepang. Great performance from Eurasia Motorsport to grab pole in the LMP2 class ahead of VBT. In the LMP3 class, KCMG with another pole, and FIS Team AAI take pole position in the GT class.
So all the action that happens in the pit stops, there will be, of course, a set pit stop strategy for each of these teams, which does include a fixed time pit stop.
Yes, indeed. 2 fixed time pit stops for the teams. One they can do as quickly as they like, as the cars now make their way down under the control of the pole sitter to start. It's Marco Asper aboard that car, and away they go. Open the taps, and the number 7 car looking to make its way through the middle as they come down to tricky turn 1. Which car is going to come out of turn 1? And it's the 7 has made that move. The 8 to the outside. Both the Ligiers done for pace. It's the 8 that takes the lead.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic start. Good to see all the cars coming through turn 1 and turn 2. It's a scary proposition having that many cars coming through at speed through those first 3 corners, but they look like they've done it.
I think Nigel Moore in the number 65 car, that's the locally based car, and he's the reigning champion of the LMP3 championship winner last year. The Viper Nisa Racing LMP3 car is up into 3rd place. A fantastic start from Nigel Moore in the Malaysian flagged 65 Viper Nisa Racing team, but it's Thomas Laron in the number 8 Orica Nissan that leads away from Jasmine Jafar, then from Nigel Moore, then it's the number 33 car in the hands of Marco Asma. They're your top 4.
Wow, this is very interesting, and a great start from the Jackie Chan DC Racing cars, number 7 and number 8. You can see right at the top of the field.
grey car there ahead of the car with the pink nose is Nigel Moore in that P3. There's the 65 in the shot now. That is the P3 leader. The number 1 car in the hands of Richard Bradley is up to second. Then the number 11. What happened to the KCMG car at the start of that race? It's going all the way to the back of the prototype field.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the Eurasia Motorsport sitting on pole, and BBT sitting in second, and KCMG sitting at the LMP3 pole. All 3 of those cars have found themselves a little bit further down the grid after a lightning start from Jackie Chan DC Racing.
Well, we could say it was a conservative start from the 18 car in the hands of Eric Way, but he can't afford to mess about here. Meantime, in the number 4 car from the back of the grid, Konstantis Kalko is making his way through, picking his way through gently the LMP3 runners. And also a change there, by the way, is where is the BMW gone? Right to the back of the grid, the number 66 Audi up into the lead of the GT race. So Zhongsan Chen, actually I understand exactly what's going on. Zhongsan Chen is basically just hanging back, staying out of his fights in the early parts of the race as we go across the line and going up to third.
Well, that is
Marco
a great
Asma.
move by Marco Asma, and just drafted past Nigel Moore on the straight into turn 1. Looks like Nigel's going to have a little dig in again, but doesn't have the line to take him through turn 2.
Now, not terribly surprised to see the little purple bar that appears on our timing and scoring screen here that says race start is under investigation. There was a lot of very unusual movement around on that grid.
Well, it did seem that, some of the positions just changed rather radically.
Let's wait and see whether or not we can have another look at that when things settle down in a few quarters' time. But up in the 3rd position, Marco Asper in the number 33 car. Marco has got the hammer down, and he's heading off now, pulling away from Nigel Moore and in pursuit of the 2 Oricas ahead. They at the moment have got a significant advantage, 5 seconds ahead of the Viper Nisa Racing team by the time they crossed the line last time around. The gap underneath a second, 0.9 of a second, with 1:55.393, the best lap of the race, half a second taken out of Thomas Laurent ahead. We're going to watch again now, looking, I think there's exactly that. I think there might be something a bit more than a penalty for a change of engine with Konstantis Kalko. He'd passed the entire GT field within metres of the start-finish line. I wonder whether or not race control and the ever-seeing eye of Eduardo Freitas as the number 4 car rolls down pit lane to take that stop and hold penalty. I think they'll have spotted that, and unfortunately for them that would have happened right under the eyes of race control. And a word from the booth for person in race control will be seen for the last time here this weekend. Lee Scrumpton, Jasmine Jafar has basically got a note in the diary saying lead this race, and that's what he's trying to do right now, coming round to the final turn, looking for the opportunity, put pressure on his teammates. The number 8 car in the hands of Thomas Laurent. They are the title leading car, the championship leading car at the moment, but the local headlines would certainly love to see this all Malaysian crew in the Jackie Chan DC Racing number 7 car. That's the Orica with the black nose, as opposed to the white nose. So you've got Thomas Laurent. He's been the Rookie of the Year in the European Le Mans Series. He's a 2nd place overall finisher at Le Mans for the team in their new spec Orica, a faster, more powerful car than the cars we're seeing here this weekend. He moves on to LMP1 in the World Endurance Championship with a different team, Rebellion Racing, next year. He's the man with the form. Jasmine Jafar, though, is looking to make a bit of a mark, and I think he's managed to go by. I think that may well have Laurent. He got a better run out of that turn. I think at that point Thomas Laurent knew the game was up. Jasmine Jafar leads the 4 Hours of Sepang for Jackie Chan DC Racing by Jota in the number 7 Orica 05. The first lead change of the weekend, and we'll come past these stands now for Malaysia, for his team, and not least, of course, as racing drivers for himself in the lead of this race, with 3 hours and 38 minutes left to retain that advantage.
Just to put things in perspective, wherever you may be, as you just watch a lot of curb that Ferrari 488 just picked up. Now, of course, that may look really exciting on screen, but of course for the tires, that means there was a lot of pickup just on that curb, just on the left side of the car.
Quick shot to the number 77 GT Cup car. This is the Team NZ car, making its last appearance. This car, not this team, but this car. And it's great to have them with us. Graham Dowsett, the New Zealand driver, co-owner of this team.
And one of the other drivers in that, Alif Hamdan, another local hero from the Malaysian motorsports scene, one of these 8 Malaysian drivers that you were talking about that have joined us for this 4 Hours of Sepang.
3.5 hours to go, so we've gone through. It's car 25, I'm afraid, has stopped on circuit. So car 25 in the hands of Dean Koutamidis. I was about to say, a man to the word nice thoroughly applies. It's not something that as blokes like to be called, but he is a nice bloke. It's a problem for that car, it seems.
See that right now. There's
see just the background there.
Yeah.
That's the number 25 car in trouble. And good to me, this car is stopped off track. Full course yellow, I think. The yellow flag's there.
While this is happening, let's have a little look into the hospitality suite, where this is the race room for the esports endurance races. As we said, is happening at the same time. Look at all that technology, Graham. Isn't that fantastic?
It's
Seeing
fantastic.
all these guys sitting down and actually having their own endurance race. So we're now going to go down to the pits where Nadia is with Nigel Moore. Let's find out from him what's happening at the Vipanisa Racing Team.
You were leading the LMP3 class as you got out. So how was it out there?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. We've struggled a little bit with setup all weekend. We've not really had the running we expected to get it how we want, but as an overall performance of the car for this race is good. We're happy with it. So hand over to us. But no, it's a good start of the race. Good fun with a bit of a race with the P2. So we'll see how we go.
Well, Nabil, of course, only made his debut in racing in 2017, but he's raced in GP2, Formula 3, as you said earlier, Graham, and as he admitted in the press conference yesterday after qualifying, that literally has never been in an LMP2 car before.
Well, I think he'd be very welcome in the endurance racing scene.
So now we can actually find out a little bit more about the Eurasia Motorsport team. Marco Asma is in the pits talking to Nadia Nash. Let's find out what's going on at this team.
A lot of the talk is about the heat right now. Is that going to affect the performance, like the car and maybe the driver?
I hope not our car, but yeah, it's very, very hot in there. I think everybody are struggling. You can do it, but it's just very hot. So I think it's going to be a long race for everyone.
In comes the number 91. This is the BMW M6 GT3. Driver change underway, and it's been a crew change, of course, underway here in the number 91 crew. We've had Chaz Mostert, the supercar V8 driver from Australia, in for the first 3 races of the season.
We have had 1 hour completed, Graham.
That means it's time for us to take a look back at the first hour. The yellow car to the left there, jump start for the number 4 ASC Bratislava, but at the front, whilst it looked like the 33 car might capitalise on its pole position, in fact it was 2 Jackie Chan DC racing cars that came into the first turn 1-2 with Nigel Moore basically getting up from the 3rd row of the grid up to 3rd overall in the lead LMP3 car. Thomas Laurent, Jasmine Jafar contesting the lead for the first few laps, and lots of interest back in the Jackie Chan DC Racing Garage. 25 in the hands of Dean Kutsumidis, though, came into trouble pretty early on. Dead stick for the 25 car. That one has not rejoined the race as yet, but we got to the point where Jasmine Jafar decided it was time for the local hero to take the lead. Nigel Moore continued in the lead of LMP3. The number 77 car, trouble-free run in the Team NZ Porsche. When racing, emerged from the pit stop flurry under the safety car for the 25 car's recovery to lead LMP3 into the second hour in the hands of team owner William Locke. Came back to green, immediate move for position from the number 90 car ahead of the 65. Jasmine Jafar topped the hour, topped the order, bringing the number 7 car through with a healthy lead ahead of teammate Thomas Laurent.
It may have been the finale for the 2017-2018 Asian Le Mans Series at the Sepang International Circuit, but it was also a bright new start for Malaysian motorsport, with an unprecedented number of Malaysian drivers on the grid for the 4th and final round of the season. All local heroes, all honoured to showcase their skills to the world at home.
I just love the feeling being able to race in front of the guys from Malaysia, you know, because you don't really have much Malaysian drivers around, so it's nice to be here.
We need to prove it to Sepang, to the Malaysian, that we are the best lineup now.
It's a very special track, I think. I think a lot of people like testing here, like racing here, and it means a lot.
Being at home, especially in the last round, and in the championship is at stake, so definitely it's a big push to do well in our home circuit.
Now that we're back in Sepang, home soil, it's great to actually finish the season here. Both Dominic and I obviously raced here quite a fair bit, so we're very excited to be able to try and get a good finish this race.
I'm excited simply because it's not just family and friends, it's an event for all. But my first focus is to finish Sepang on a high, finish the season and enjoy myself in this world of endurance racing.
It's the biggest stage for these hometown heroes, and after recording the first ever all-Malaysian driver team win of the 2017-2018 season, it's also the perfect platform to take Malaysia to even more endurance racing success in the future.
Into the second hour we go. And once again, just picking up with the LMP2 leaders, Jasmine Jafar now on 29 laps and some 3.9 seconds ahead of teammate Thomas Laurent. Well, you could say teammate, but of course his teammates would be the other two drivers in that number 7 car. Now, we haven't actually had to talk about the weather at Sepang, which is very odd. We'll just tell you now, if you are around the world, and we will be getting to it because it has been expected to change. It does change almost on just the click of a finger, really.
Yes, we've seen.
Even in qualifying yesterday, we saw a lot of wind blowing up. We thought it might rain. Now, that's going to change a lot in terms of the performance of these cars if it does start raining, because of course GT cars will start working a little bit better.
And as we go side to side here with the 37 car coming up, I think Sean Tong has got this position and will take the inside line and will take position coming into final turn.
So that's fantastic stuff from Sean Tong, right on the inside of turn 15. That trailing car, and yes, that is the BBT Ligier LMP2 just behind them. Now, that's going to mean Pipo Derani is going to want a clear line through these two LMP3 contenders. He's flashing his lights, and he takes a look on the inside, and both of them let him through, so Pipo Derani is still flying away.
As the next bit of traffic is going to be Patrick Byrne, it's going to be now with
so
Thomas
this
Laurent.
is the traffic we were talking about that really could play into the hands of Nabil Jeffrey.
Nabil Jeffrey does indeed try and close up and see whether or not you can pressure his challenger from the front. And indeed, that's exactly what happens.
Exactly what happened. No way Thomas Laurent is coming out of that. On the other side, a wiggle from Nabil.
Either side of the LMP3 car, but I don't think Nabil actually got the best of that. He made the right move, but then found his path blocked by the traffic itself. But that was exactly what we thought might happen, and Nabil played the right card.
You just get an update on the class leaders. That's number 7, Jasmine Jafar's Orica 05, just ahead, well, 6 seconds ahead of Thomas Laurent. In the NMP3 class, it is KCMG that are continuing their great season, and still Tianchi Racing Team.
That's the lead. That was the lead going there in LMP3 at the very same moments as the number 33 car found a way by just for a corner from Thomas Laurent. No messing about here. He goes again for the inside.
Nabil trying both left and right, but that was a unique situation. Once again, good to see all of these cars really putting in full effort here at this final round. It could have been very easy for any of them to consolidate points I suppose in the situation of Jack Chan DC Racing being in the top 3. As we look at that number 18 car, just looking on the inside of Viper Nisa Racing.
Puts a lap on the previous race leader. Meanwhile, while we're watching the 33 car, and this is, trouble there for William Locke. He runs through the gravel, just outbraked himself. Again, I think William looking a little too much at the mirrors there, maybe.
A lot of pickup there.
After all of that, and albeit with a pit stop not due quite yet from Pipo Derani. What had been 100 seconds, remember that, now 8. Down in the pit lane right now with Nadia, we can get to chat with Thomas Laurent.
We are speaking to Thomas Laurent, car number 8. You did a double stint. You've been in the car for quite a long time. How was it?
Yeah, it was tough. It's really hot here, about 40 degrees. Maybe the track temp is close to 60 degrees. So it's really hot in the car. But yeah, my double stint was quite nice. I did a good start after I was maybe pushing maybe too much in the tires, and I was taking care about the tires. I saw my teammates just behind me try to defend a little bit, but I tell myself it's a mistake to do it. We just have to finish the race. So I just take care of my tires, and it was a quite good stint.
So Harrison New and Pipo Derani are closing on the two Malaysian drivers at the head of the field, but are around 20 and 30 seconds respectively behind but taking tenths and a little bit more than that at times out of their contenders at the head of the race.
So looking at that number 7 car, it's a trio of Malaysian drivers. This is the second driver, Afek Ikhwan Yazid. But let's not forget that it was Jasmine Jafar that really put in the first stint and performance. And we can talk to Jasmine right now, rather Nadia can. Nadia is in the pits with Jasmine. Let's find out what his first stint was all about.
Car number 7 from Jackie Cha DC Racing Team. Jasmine Jaffa was in the car since the start. Tell us about your stint.
One thing's first, it's really, really hot. So we were worried about the tire actually from the tire delamination. So we saved a bit, but the pace was really, really strong. We had a bit of a starter issue, but no big deal. And if Afek and Moreau brings home the good pace, I'm confident we'll win the race.
Look at the traffic here that Nabil Jeffrey has to get past.
Big twitch there for Nabil, just on the limits. He's trying to try and thread the needle. Is there room? Is there room? Not quite. He's going to try and make some room, but it just goes to show with the number 1 car, the number 1 Win Motorsport car, closing back up onto the rear of the number 33, how much he lost pace as a result of trying to find the right line. Didn't quite find it. That's going to have hurt his run. You can see that it has. It's half the lead from 9-10 seconds to just over 5.
That doesn't look like anything else is going to be happening there.
18, leading LMP3 is on pit lane as well. Came in the hands of Louis Brett.
This is a key pit stop, and it looks like there is a driver change. Yes, it is.
I think that's Lyric Way getting back in the car.
No Josh Burton as of yet. Going to be saving him for the last stint, obviously.
Side to side with the number 11 car and the 91.
That's got to be a scary prospect when you're that low in the LMP3 car and you're trying to go on the outside of a BMW M6 that actually feels like it's coming towards you with a centrifugal force.
Yeah, Marcus Paltella looking down on the top of the Ligier.
Looking at the roof. There is that number 6 car.
There's number 6, the second title contender, of course, and that is a driver change for that car.
Currently in the lead because KCMG are on their outlap. Number 77 car just ahead of KCMG. There you go. There it is, the leader in the LMP3 class. And car number 66, as you said, the Tianchi Racing Team still ahead in the GT class. And that's going to be a little bit irking to FIS Team AI, but that's the whole point. Looking at the Tianchi Racing number 66 car, and that is currently under the stewardship of Wei En Chen, but it has been Max Visa that has been at the wheel of that car, and we can now get down to the pits where Nadia is with Max. Let's find out how his first stint went.
The stint, it's been very good for us. We're still leading the race from the first lap. From the safety car, we decided to double stint me at the beginning, so I just finished almost 2 hours. And the car is still going well, and we are really confident.
That's good to know. So you did a double stint already, so you're done for the day?
I think so, because we have 1 bronze driver that has the minimum time, and then Mitch at the end for a good result, I think.
There's the ARC Bratislava cars. We said 4 laps back. No fault of their own, have had a couple of mechanical problems, but there were these 2 penalties that they had to serve out at the beginning of the race that really did put them back. But it's, as always, a very, very stirring performance from ARC Bratislava as we get into the 3rd hour now. Now let's have a look back at the last hour.
The number 33 Eurasia car in the hands of Nabil Jeffrey has been making a great run for the front and to the front. So the 33 car Eurasia set pole from the lead in LMP3 for Patrick Byrne, a title contending car in what is a very tight championship battle in the LMP3 class. 77 Team NZ Porsche ploughs on to complete its season and its racing career with Team NZ, their previous title winning car for world champion and double Le Mans winner Earl Bamber. Number 1 Win Racing Team led the race, but we saw there double pass with the 33 car going past the 8, and a pass for the lead of the class from the number 11 car. Nabil Jeffrey is coming under pressure. That gap is under 2 seconds now. In fact, it's under 1.5 seconds.
That is for position.
That is for position. And closing as well on this pair. Harrison Newey is now just 14 seconds back from is near it from the lead, 13 seconds back from second place. If this pair get into a battle that lasts any time at all, that is going to become a 3-car train. Further 56 seconds back, is a charging Pipo Derani. Car 11 is the second car that gets a 10-second added stop time penalty.
And now let's find out a little bit more from the Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport team, as Nadia is down with the team manager. Let's find out what's going on in that team.
We are with the team manager of Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport. We've got Falco with us. So your team's been giving a solid performance. It's the halfway point. Tell us about it.
Well, we're giving lots of performance for how we actually getting the tactics and all those kind of stuff, and trying all our best to do anything we can to catch up on the first position. Yeah.
So the aim here is, of course, trying to catch up. Who's in the car right now, and maybe you can tell us how's he doing?
Oh, actually, Sean is in the car right now, Sean Tan, and we will be changing drivers on the next pit stop.
Right. Because you are only running on 2 drivers, most of the teams here are on 3, so does that affect the gameplay a bit?
Yeah, it is really, because Sean is quite young driver. He has a good physical stuff, so he's doing fine right now. I keep actually contacting with him, and he's saying, "Whoa, yeah, it's alright. Yeah, everything is good."
All right, that's good to know that everything is good. So thank you so much for that interview, Falco guys from Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport. Back to you.
The next routine stop for spinning the wheels and exit, and just to explain to those joining us why is that applied in those circumstances, to keep the car under control in what can be a very crowded pit lane indeed.
There are 3 lanes.
There it
in
goes.
The pit lane. There it is.
There it
Went
went wide. There it went wide there, and that gave Sean Tong the opportunity to just tuck up the inside in the number 11 Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport car. He leads the motor race in LMP3.
This is the lead that we were talking about. This is the LMP2 class, top 2 cars, 0.9 of a second between them. Afik Ikwanyazid, as you can see, has now taken the lead in the Orica 05 Nissan, but still on his tails, on his coattails, Nabil Jeffrey still in the car in that wonderfully performing Eurasia Motorsport Ligier P2. Now this is great because you've got the 2 different makers as well, manufacturers, Orica versus Ligier, and having a right oil battle.
Absolutely identical 4.5 litre Nissan engines.
Now is Nabil getting out?
He is indeed.
He is indeed, so that's the end of Nabil's stint. Another fantastic stint from him.
This will be Jake Parsons, I'm sure, getting aboard, young Australian driver. Moving across now. Well, this is the GT pairing.
We've had a lot of changes actually.
That is a real world gap. That is the gap. It's
right.
Jesse Krohn ahead of his teammate, the Thai driver Birit Baramkat in the Ferrari. So 91 ahead of 90. But
that is 4 position as well.
Yeah, the 66 car, meanwhile, is, I believe, a full lap ahead of this pair.
So now looking at this number 37 car, of course, Pipo Derani is out. And let's hear from Pipo. Pipo's down in the pits with Nadia. Let's find out what his first stint was like.
We are with Pipo Derani. How was it out there?
Just extremely hot for us. The conditions are really difficult inside the car, but the focus was to try to maintain a good pace throughout the double stint, which we managed. I think we were by far quickest than anyone else on the second stint, so this is good. Right now, just trying to refresh and keep an eye on Davide. Hopefully we can bring this car to a podium to finish the championship.
Now looking here, well that is more than track abuse.
Oh dear,
That's
oh dear.
fully out.
Now that was unlucky for the 7 there, because that could have collected the second place car in the hands of Yafik Yazid.
So that was some surprise braking that caught out that FIS team Ferrari, and I'm going to say it still looks beautiful off track. There is that Tianchi Racing Wei Chen driven Audi R8 LMS that has been reliable again.
And still Mitchell Gilbert to come in that car.
Right, that's right.
Which is...
Mitchell Gilbert, of course, did the qualifying in that car and already set up a pretty good start for them.
It came very close to a last moment pole position.
Definitely caused a few headaches.
As the LMP2 leader and overall leader overtakes the GT leader. Now this is a car to watch. This is Guy Cosmo working that gap. It's down to 13 seconds. He's just put in a 2:05 more or less dead against 2:07.6 for the second place KCMG car in the hands of Derek Wayne. Let's just remind those watching us what's going on here. This is the battle for second place on track for this race, but it's also the battle between the 18 car and the 6 for the championship. And my guess is, knowing Guy Cosmo as I do, that he's probably telling some of his mates back in US racing that's in the off session here.
Well, there was a car that looked like it was off just for a second, but no, I don't think it was.
Maybe.
Possibly at turn 13, but we'll get you some information on that as it comes
It's
through.
the 90 again.
It is.
It's
I
the
was
90.
Right. It is that, and it looks like it's really stuck in the gravel. That's not coming out.
Now that's not going to come out without the assistance of a tow or marshals. Could we go to a caution period here? Let's wait and see.
It is. It looks like it's going to go yellow.
On the main straight, and it's a Jiangxi racing car that has stopped.
And there it is.
You know, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. After a fantastic run, Mitchell
really
Gilbert
was
has just got aboard that car. Now he'll be trying to, whatever it is, do a full reset of that car, but that just ground to a halt. That is awful, awful. Look, and it's going to lose the lap. He's going to lose the lap.
Well, that is
That's
an
terrible
unbelievably bad situation.
That is
no, it's
awful.
being, as I said, well, it's restarted now, and it's up and it's moving. Now is going to be green lights, not just to restart the race, but also green lights for the final hour of the 4 hours of Sepang, and of course the final hour of the Asian Le Mans Series 2017-2018 season.
And we're going to go and look back at the hour we've just seen. The 33 car has led the race through the third hour in the hands of, well, 2 of the 3 drivers so far, coming to the end of the race now in the hands of Jake Parsons. But the 33 Eurasia car has been one of the stars of the show, with the Sepang International Circuit branding proudly on the dorsal fin of the Ligier JSP2. Can they take the win? We'll find out very, very soon. Great team car. It's been challenged all season by the number 6 crew. Gabriel Aubry and Josh Burton will go head-to-head in the battle for the class win and the class championship. Guy Cosmo and Patrick Byrne have been the season-long contestants in this Jackie Chan DC racing car. And it's going to go down to the wire. 77, the Solo GT Cup contending car from Team NZ, ploughing on, coming up the order. You can see the Jiangxi racing car there to the right of the screen, with the dramas that may well have settled the GT class.
The 2017-2018 Asian Le Mans Series will be remembered for so many reasons. There were headlines, there was history made, with down-to-the-wire finishes for every class championship, and there's only more to come.
I can't wait for the next season to start, because we managed to put together a calendar which is still a winter calendar, but much better, improved. For the 2018-2019 season, we are going to start after Macau, not clashing with any major event in Asia, going to Grade 1 racetracks only.
And the chosen ones are the top tracks in Asia. First, a return to Shanghai, a familiar venue for the World Endurance Championship, and now back with the Asian Le Mans Series for the first time since 2014. Then it's drama at the foot of the mountain, with a return to the iconic Fuji Speedway for round 2. A return for round 3 to Buriram follows that to thrill the thousands in Thailand on National Children's Day. And a finale once again at one of the best in the world, the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia.
So location-wise, time-wise, this calendar looks very attractive. Look forward to starting the next season for sure.
With millions reached this year from the series going live to air globally, the 2018-2019 Asian Le Mans Series is set to be the biggest and best ever. 4 circuits, 4 countries, 4-hour races, and 4 more invitations to the 24 hours of Le Mans.
We get well into now the final hour of the final race for the Asian Le Mans Series 2017-2018 season.
We're going to be going down to pit lane because we've got a hugely disappointed Mitchell Gilbert just aboard the 66 Tianchi racing car when it stopped on the pit straight. He's with Nadia Nash right now.
Yes, we're all eager to find out. We've got Mitchell Gilbert with us, so we all saw it on the screens just now what happened. Maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, we were having a bit of gearbox issue anyway when David was out there, so it was looking like it was going to be tough. But anyway, they sent me out, and yeah, after that, the gearbox, we were struggling to find gears and select gears, and yeah, then I had to stop on track, and I could keep going, but we only had one gear, so now we have to tire the car.
You said, so now you're done? This one?
Yeah, well, I guess so. I was the last one. I need to drive, and they told me I'm done. So as far as I know, we're done.
The other FIS Team AAI entrants should be getting that second spot.
Yes, so basically where we stand in championship positions as they stand right now is the number 8 car running second but being closed down by the sister car. Wirren Tan, the Malaysian driver, the third Malaysian driver of the Three Musketeers in the 7 car, is closing in on the 8 car in second position, but Stefan McElmy is doing enough at the moment, and even if he were passed by the sister car, would have done enough to claim that championship position.
And that's what you're seeing on your screen right now. That is a 4-position situation.
And they're catching the leader.
They're both catching the leader as well. So now if this...
no!
That's a big spin for
that's
Eurasia Motorsport. And that is just given the lead away.
I'm afraid so. Now, what happens here with Davide Rizzo? Is he close enough? We'll wait and see. There's yellow flags to protect that incident. But we're looking for the Team BBT car. Must be very close here now. Watch in the background. Where is the 37 car? There it is. That's 4th place. So 2 things need to happen here for the 37 car to take this title. He needs to win the race. So coming through under pressure from the Oricas, I suspect again, clip the curb on the inside. He was watching his mirrors, I'm sure, for the closing Oricas, but it was, I think, a slight, 2 minor errors, and they're very costly indeed. Jake Parsons will be kicking himself there.
And this is it, happening up at the Hospitality Lounge. These races, the finalists from a load of qualifiers that qualified on Saturday, they've been racing in teams of 3 over the same span of time. Now, back with a very interesting shot indeed. That is the FIS Team AAI Ferrari 488 GT3, and it is back on track. The reason I say it's back on track is because it has been off track.
It's been off track for a long time. This was the car that ended up in the gravel, brought out that safety car. At the moment, the pendulum is swinging lap by lap towards KCMG. They lead the race as we've got an attempt to pass for position, but is this going to work?
Is this
the number 7 group?
Yeah, it is.
However, major drama is about to strike here. Car 18, the leader and championship leader, is under investigation for a mandatory pit stop time offence.
So one of those mandatory pit stops wasn't observed.
It may not have been observed.
Now we're going down to here from FIS Team AAI and the number 90 car. Let's find out what happened to that Ferrari 488 GT3. Down with Nadia.
Yes, we are going to get some answers from the driver himself. Burit Birombakdi with us. So you were in the car when the car spun. What happened?
It was stuck and could not move. And I tried to start, the car couldn't start. So I waited for a while to the engine, like a little bit, and tried again.
So was there a problem with the car, or was it just a misfortune on your side?
I think there's some mechanical problem with the engine. Maybe it's too hot inside, and I tried to start many times, and the car couldn't start, like more than 100 times.
Now KCMG goes straight past us in the commentary box.
There's the 6.
They have to stop.
There's the 6. 1 second. Go. It's passed now by the 6 car. It's not yet up to speed. The 6 car is. That is the lead change. That is the hands on the cup changed.
That is the invitation to the 24 hours of Le Mans we saw in 200 meters. And we are literally just above that car, and we're looking down on the roof of it right now.
They're clearing the cooling duct to the front of the car.
That's right. Splash of fuel, perhaps, yes.
That's going to be fuel only. And the BBT car as well.
Well, how about that? Almost.
It is
almost
just a
cleared the
splash.
mechanic.
They can't start the car.
BBT is out of the pits.
It's away.
Davide Rizzo is away, but number 7, that Jackie Chan DC Racing LMP2 is still stuck in the pits, which means, of course, the BBT Ligier that we just saw on the screen has now taken
second
the
place.
Initiative and second place, yeah.
So again, we're back into that situation
we've
where
seen
we're
this.
one drama away from the leader. From another championship changing hands.
It's that term.
Right,
One
meantime,
crisis
in
away from the drama.
LMP3, Josh Burton is closing on the leader. Gabriel Aubry has a 10.5 second advantage. We have 13 minutes left.
No, well, Josh could do this.
He could still do it.
Josh could easily do this.
The 11 car has taken a pit lane penalty. Here comes the 8.
Yes, that is number 8. Now let's see if this pit stop goes a bit better. Number 8 will also be directly below our commentary.
It is a splash for the number 8. The most critical moment of the season is going to come
right now
when when Stefan McElmy presses the start button on this car.
Because that's exactly what was happening. Now, I said we in our commentary perch can actually look down into the cockpit, which is something you can't see on your screens. And so far, it does look like it's just fuel. Fuel's out.
It fires.
The car's fine. It
And he's
starts
away.
well, and he's off. We've seen with Weir and Tan's car just now, what is the state of these cars right now? 4 hours, almost 4 hours in, under this searing heat.
Yep.
Anything could happen. We've seen the Tianchi Racing team stop. We've seen Algarve Pro Racing stop. We've seen also Weir and Tan literally just stop a few minutes ago, just below our commentary box. So we're hoping that the last 9 minutes of this wheel to wheel going up the hill there.
This is Gabriel Aubry not wanting to leave a 10th in the bag, but the 33 car in the hands of Marco Asma, chasing hard to catch Davide Rizzo. He is catching Davide Rizzo. That one might change hands as well for second and third.
And it is definitely going to be one more lap now. So the actual time has run out. We're on to the final lap now. 15 turns is all Stefan Rakelmi has to do to win this.
This is the start of the final lap. The number 7 car is going to be released and will complete this race. Has come back out the garage on pit lane, on the pit apron. Car starts. Does it?
That number 7 car still waiting.
The end of the final lap for the 2017-2018 Asia Le Mans Series. We've come to the end of 18 hours of racing, and leading the field home will be the number 8 Jackie Chan DC Racing by Jota Orica 05, powered by Nissan, in the hands at the end of the race 2015 Le Mans winner Stefan McElmy. The 7 car does manage to get away, and as we see the number 8 car come around to the final back straight.
That's turn 14.
Turn 14,
yeah,
down to the final turn of the final hour of the final minute of the final race of the season. Josh Burton comes down pit lane in the number 18 car. Don't know what that's about, but the flag will be shown as he comes round turn 15 to complete the race, to claim the title, to claim the Le Mans 24 hours class. That flag being shown by Lisa Crampton. There it is in the hands of Gabriel Aubry. Drivers' Championship will be won by Guy Cosmo and by Patrick Byrne. The Teams Championship will be won by the number 6 Jackie Chan DC Racing by Jota Ligier. They cross the line now. That championship's done, and right behind them, the GT winning effort from the 91 BMW crew of FIST Team AAI.
But what we saw here today, Graham, is again not Jackie Chan DC Racing sitting on their laurels. They came out, they had a strategy, it worked. It worked again.
They had to punch hard. It didn't come easily. They had to punch throughout the afternoon. They've come home with 2 championships.
What a finish. I guess there's nothing left to say, but congratulations, guys. So what a win. Well, you brought the car home. What do you have to say?
I brought the car home, but these 2 guys and the whole team have done a great job. I mean, for sure wanted the win today, but the main thing was the championship. And when I get out of the pit, I was P2. I said, okay, if I can go for the P1, I will try to push. And the Raja car just spin, so made my job easier. So I just have to bring the car home, and yeah.
We're looking at the LMP3 category now, and let's get down to Nadia and talk to the winners.
You finished first, but it also means you're first in the whole class. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, Le Mans win. We got an entry to Le Mans, and then we started the race hot. Everyone raced really well. We did legitimately getting first. It was great. Great. I mean, over the moon.
Absolutely. We just can't thank the Jackie Chan DC Racing and Joda crew enough. It's been a fantastic season. We've had great competitors. Hats off to KCMG, Taiwan Beer, Win Motorsports, all of our competitors. It's been competitive, it's been fun, it's been fair, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, we had a good season. No real mistake from the team. 3 times first, 1 time second, so couldn't be happier.
The results of the 4 Hours of Sepang Jackie Chan DC Racing Team take top honors in both the LMP2 and LMP3 classes. FIS Team AI take the GT class title, and Team NZ complete the GT Cup. So congratulations to Jackie Chan DC Racing for taking the LMP2 and LMP3 classes, with a strong finish from Team BBT fighting them at every turn. Second spot in LMP3 was down to the wire, with KCMG, though ending up on exactly the same points as Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport, taking second spot based on most wins during the series. While FIS Team AAI took the title in the GT class through consistency and reliability that simply couldn't be matched by Tianchi Racing. So as the national anthem for China plays in honor of the Jackie Chan DC Racing Team, another great drive from there. 3 drivers, and they've taken top spot in the LMP2 class. It was, of course, a double celebration for them, as they would also take top honors in the LMP3 class ahead of Taiwan Beer GH Motorsport and Win Motorsport, good second and third from them. And FIS Team AAI would take the title in the GT class, and we can't forget Team NZ, who would also complete the GT Cup.
Yeah, so that podium ceremony marks the end of this race here in Sepang, but also we are drawing a close to the whole season, 2017 and 2018 season. It has been a spectacular one. So we would like to say thank you to you for watching, whether you're catching us from home or you came down to the circuits and caught the show. We hope you have enjoyed every nail-biting moment, all the action, the victories and some misfortunes of the teams. And we also would like to say congratulations to the winners. It was Jackie Chan DC Racing Team, car number 8, that took home the big prize and earning that spot in the 24 Hour of Le Mans. So if those of you who have been catching us, whether at home or at the circuit, want to re-watch all the beautiful moments, don't forget to catch the highlights on the social media platforms and also the official website. Now, we would also have to say thank you to everyone who was involved, the organizers, each and every one of the racing teams, our partners, and everyone who made sure that this event was a success and a memorable one. So this goodbye, I guess, is temporary only, because we will be seeing you next season. We're coming back with a bigger and stronger series, all right? So till then, I guess we're bidding farewell. Thank you so much for being with us. Goodbye.